What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Race German YouTube channel. So this is going to be part 2 of the ZF transmission rebuild here. In the first part, we replaced all the seals, and if you want to see that video, I'll put a link in the description below. And today we're going to be doing the Detent rebuild kit for this transmission. So BMW actually came out and said that there was a fault when they built the transmission, and they came out with a service bulletin to actually fix this or address this issue. So here is the Detent kit, and what this does is with the ZF320Z transmission, and as I stated before, these came in E36 328i's and E39 328i's and E36 M3's. And the problem is there was sticking essentially in fifth gear and reverse, where it would be hard to come out of gear is one of the issues, and then also there'd be the known like fifth gear lean, where it would not the stick would not auto center back to the middle. So essentially, you know, it'd be really wobbly from the middle to the right, where you would go into fifth gear, and same actually with the middle to the reverse. So if you have any of these symptoms on your ZF transmission, which is quite popular. I've had I think 4 of these transmissions now, and every single one has had them. You know, all these are getting up high in mileage, so it's very common. So this is the Detent kit for the ZF transmission. These are the special tools from BMW that I've actually gone and made, and these are some of the various other tools we're going to be using to do this. Now, I get a lot of questions about this, and I think a lot of people are scared to, you know, dive into the transmission because it's such a big part, it's an expensive part, and you know, it's just, there's not as much information out there as, you know, taking out a drive shaft or exhaust or something like that. So I'm going to go through the whole process. It's really not as bad as you think. So without further ado, let's get in on it. So here are all the parts that I include in the kit to rebuild the detents on your ZF transmission. These are all actually BMW part numbers. They come from BMW. This isn't an aftermarket thing. It's included in the service bulletin if you look that up. And then these are the BMW tools that I've had remanufactured to help go along with this kit. So here's all your parts, and the little guys here for the gears 1 through 4, and then we have the bigger pins here for fifth gear and reverse gear, as well as some sleeves, caps, and other various little components. So all this together kind of looks a little scary, but once I get into it, I think you'll feel a lot more comfortable doing it. So I like to start with gears 1 through 4 first, so let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with gears 1 through 4. These little caps right here are for those 4 gears. So we're going to need to remove these caps right here. Now the caps look like this when they're brand new, and they sit in there like that. And they're press fit in. So to remove this, I use a center punch, and I go right in the center of the cap, and I take my hammer and I drive the center punch in there, and after that I just lift up and the center cap comes out, as you can see here. Okay, so now you want to do that for the other 2 gears as well. Okay, so now that I'd removed the caps, you can pull up on that, and sometimes the spring comes with it, sometimes it doesn't. But the next step is to remove all of these springs. And the other one came out when I took it out. So now with the springs and caps removed, you have to remove the little pins inside. So the pins look like this. I found the easiest way to do this is actually use a small magnet like this, and we're just going to stick that in, and the pin will pull right out. So do that for the other 2, and we'll get back to the video. Okay, now that all 3 pins are out, it's time to replace them with the new ones. So the new ones are actually, hold on, the new ones are actually a lot smaller in diameter than the original ones, and that is because they now include a sleeve kit for the transmission, so the pin actually needs to be smaller to fit in the sleeve. So to do this first, you're going to want to grab a clean cup, and we're going to lightly coat these with ATF or transmission fluid. So you can just drop them in, the pins in there. And first we're going to need to install these sleeves. So to do this, we actually have to use one of the drift tools that I sell in the kits as well. So this is the drift tool you want to use. There's numbers on all the tools. This is BMW 233110, and this drift will obviously fit right into the bushing there, and then we can hammer it in easily. Now, none of these pins or bushings have a correct location. They can go in any one of these. They're all exactly the same, so don't worry about that. Now, another thing I want to point out is these bushing sleeves have a split down here. Now, this is important. So you're going to put the split on the left or the right side of the transmission. Do not put the split towards the front or towards the back. And this just has to do with how the gear is shifting. It can actually cause stress and open up that bushing, and you don't want to do that. So if you put on the left or right, that won't happen. So you're going to want to coat a little bit with coat these bushings a little bit with oil as well, just so it goes in easy, and then install them. The bushings will stop when they need to because of this little flange on there, so don't worry about going too deep with them. Now you're just going to repeat the process with the other two. Okay, so now that the sleeves are in there, we're going to take the pins out of the oil as well, just like that, and we're just going to simply drop them in. So now that the pins are in, we can install the new springs and a new cap. So the springs will simply drop in right after the pin. And the cap will take another specialty tool. So this is the tool where the drift will simply go on top of the cap and we can drive it in. This tool is BMW 232360. So simply put the cap on, go over like that, and we're going to hammer it down. Once again, you cannot go too far with the caps. They'll actually stop when they hit the sleeve of that bushing. So continue for the rest of the gears. Okay, so switching gears to the other side of the transmission, we have these two right here. Now this is going to be your fifth gear, and this is going to be your reverse. This side of the transmission is a little bit more challenging than the first side, but it's still not that bad. To remove these, there's two snap rings holding the caps in place. So grab a pair of snap ring pliers and get them out. Once the snap rings are removed, we're going to have to remove these caps. Don't worry about destroying the caps as the kit comes with the new ones. Alright, so this part is very important, so keep this in mind. Unlike gears 1 through 4, where all of them are the same, the reverse and fifth gear are actually different. So the fifth gear has a smaller spring compared to the reverse, and I'll show you this now. So So as you can see here, this is the 5th gear spring and this is the reverse spring. The reverse spring has bigger coils. They're about the same length, but you do not want to mix these up. These springs do not come in the kit, so we will be reusing these. So keep in mind, don't mix them up and put them in a safe place, but mark 5th gear and reverse. So the next two parts I actually find the most difficult in the whole process. We have to remove the 2 pins in the 5th gear and the reverse gear. The pins look like this. This is the new one. Now there is a reverse pin and a 5th gear pin, so keep that in mind as well. The whole reason why your transmission has these issues anyways is because these pins are getting stuck. So they're not actually, the spring's not actually allowing the pin to go back and auto center the gear. Since they get stuck, they're obviously hard to get out. The best way I found to do this is to take a needle nose pliers and stick it in here, and you're just going to want to pry to the side to kind of force the pin out. So let's see. Now you can see the pins out a little bit more, and you might be able to take a needle nose pliers here and pull it the rest of the way out. So there's the first pin. Now mark this as well, that this is the reverse gear, and the reverse gear actually has a bigger hold on the center than the 5th gear. But put this with the spring so you remember where it goes. Okay, so doing this another time, I actually found a better way to remove these pins. As I stated earlier, take a needle nose pliers and kind of pry it out like that. Although that does work, but this one ended up being really stuck. So as I showed you, these pins have little holes in it. So if you take a bent nose pick like this and you can stick it down there through the hole and come to the other side, you'll be able to get from the back side and pull it out. So I'm going to do that with this one. And there you go. See, it pulls out a lot easier. So now that the pins are out, we have to get the sleeves out. Just like we put the sleeves in the gears 1 through 4 here, there's bushing sleeves in here. The sleeves in here also have that split down the middle, so that's going to be what's going to help us get these out. So you're going to want to take a screwdriver and kind of go down that split and bend it out. And once you can bend it out, you can pull it out with a needle nose pliers. This is a little bit difficult, but it's still not that bad. Okay, so now that both pins are out and the sleeves are out, you're going to want to go ahead and clean up anything in here. If there's any little burrs, you can file them down. It's not going to make a huge deal because we're going to put another sleeve in with the pin, so the pin won't be scratched, but you still want to clean that up. So when installing these bushings, it's the same part number for both the 5th gear and reverse gear. But there is an important thing to remember, that these actually go in at different depths. To make that happen, we have 2 different drifts. Although these drifts look pretty identical, one is actually smaller than the other, or shorter. So for the reverse gear, we're going to use drift BMW 234023. Once again, you're going to want to lightly coat the outside of this just to make installation a little bit easier. Then you're going to slide the bushing right onto the drift, and when we hammer it in, you'll know the exact length because the drift will actually bottom out on the transmission. So that way it's impossible to put them in too far. So as you can see here, the drift is bottomed out on the transmission, so we know that the bushing went in at the exact depth it needed to. As I stated earlier, the 5th gear is going to use the exact same bushing part number, so we're going to lube that up. But the drift will be different, it's a different length. So this is going to be BMW 234022. Slide the bushing on, put it in place, and hammer till the drift bottoms out on the transmission. So now it's time to install the pins. Now the pins are different. The reverse gear has a bigger hole here, and it also has a flat face here. It might be kind of hard to see on camera, but in person you can notice it a little bit more. The 5th gear pin has a smaller hole, and the face actually is curved. I don't know if you can see this face here that's curved. Okay, so to put these pins in, we're going to want to lubricate a little bit with transmission fluid. And this is really important. So the ramp for the reverse gear has to go on the bottom of the transmission. So make sure you orient this like this as it goes in. Repeat the process for the 5th gear. Lubricate with a little transmission fluid. Now the 5th gear pin, the ramp actually goes up, so keep that in mind. You want this facing up. Just like that. Alright, so now we're in the home stretch. All we have to do left are put the springs back in and put the caps back on. Remember, as I stated earlier, that the reverse gear has a thicker spring. Don't forget to put this back in the reverse gear. Just like that. The 5th gear has a thinner spring, so put that one in there. Okay, so lastly we need to put these caps back on. Once the caps go back on, we're going to reinstall the C-clip. To do this, we're going to use Drift BMW 234021. Alright, so I got a little anxious and already put in the reverse gear one. Now we got to do the 5th gear one. So you're going to take a new plug and a new C-clip, and you're going to push the plug down, and you're going to use Drift BMW 234021 as before, the same. And you're going to want to hammer the plug down in. Okay, so that's going to secure the plug. Now you're going to want to take your C-clip and your C-clip pliers and place it in there. Most likely you won't seat the C-clip, so once you get it in there, you're going to take the drift again and put it on there. When you hammer it, the C-clip will seat. There you go. So now you can see both of the C-clips and the plugs are back in. I also want to note that I tipped the transmission over so I can hammer down. It's a lot easier than trying to hammer to the side. Things move around, so if you can, move the transmission over to the side, use some blocks of wood to support it, and work that way. Alright, so that's it. So that concludes the service on the ZF transmission. We did all the seals and then the detent kit. The detent kit isn't as bad as you think, so don't get too scared about it. But I'm telling you, it is one of the best things you can do to this thing. It will literally make your transmission feel like brand new. Everything feels super crisp. There's no wobble at all in the transmission or the shifting. It almost feels like you have a short shifter, and I think a lot of people, end up putting short shifters and things on this transmission to kind of band-aid what the real problem is, which is those detent kits. So I highly suggest doing it if you have the transmission out. I have all the parts, you can do it. These are all the old ones. I have the drift kit, so you can rent the tools or buy them, and follow along with the video, and I think you'll be able to do all right. So that's it. Now we're gonna clean things up here, get the transmission back in the car. That will be in a later video. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more things like this. And thanks for watching.